And we're live at Live Queenz. Happy Black History Month, everyone. Hearing check. Welcome to Live Queenz, and thank you so much. Our guest of honor is first in the room. That's good to see. Can't wait to have my Live Queens here so they can join me on this journey with our beautiful guests. Super excited about the lessons that you're gonna learn from today's guests. And again, happy Black History Month. May it not just be something that we celebrate in October. Can we continue to celebrate every single day? Okay, hi Tigom, I see you. Hibo, Wardere, first in the room. Thank you so much. I'm gonna get you in now, Queen. So excited. Let me just get our super host, Queen Brittany Olo, Boss Queen first, and then I'll get you into the room in a second. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Queen Ash.
Hello, Queen. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, Queen. Well, actually, all year round is Black History. We're celebrating every year. You're looking flawless. I like the lipstick.
Thank you, Mama. It's all
the
part
earrings. Let the audience comment on that one. It looks marvelous, though.
Thank you. Check out the Live Queenz better. I eventually found a way of having it project the right way.
Amazing. It looks nice, and I am representing today.
Oh yes, we all in our Live Queenz t-shirts today.
Oh yeah, glad to be here. So tired. How are you doing today?
Good. I've just had a beautiful meeting at the local college where the Black students put something together to celebrate Black History Month. It was just beautiful seeing the celebration and what the youth are. I think the youth are doing more than us, actually. And I would encourage everybody on this live, go and actually physically see what your work, what spaces around you are doing about Black History Month. And if they're not doing anything, start something.
Yeah.
Hello, my lovelies.
Hey, Queen.
Hello,
How are
Queen.
you? Hi.
Did I miss the memo?
How are you? Looking lovely in
you
green.
missed the memo. Today is the whole day Live Queen Shirts Day, as far as I remember.
No, but our Queen of Honor today, his favorite color is green. I'm sure she's gonna come all in green today. Hello, she's here.
Hey, Queen.
Hello, my ladies. How are you?
Salam alaikum, Queen Hibo. How are you?
I decided to be brown and be chocolate and just go for it. Yes.
Okay.
Can never
Some
go
of
wrong.
us have come in our Live Queen's t-shirts.
How's everybody good?
Amazing. Thank you.
I love those earrings.
I actually wore a brown dress today, and then I changed it. I said, okay, no, I need to wear the shirt today.
Yes.
I felt like representing today.
Yes, I love your earrings, by the way. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So much
I'm jealous. I love earrings. I have a one big ring that got the map of Africa, literally big. Everywhere I'm wearing, everybody will ask me, "Oh my God, where'd you get that ring?" And I'm like,
Absolutely.
I don't want to tell you.
Hibo, we are just saying here for people to physically go look at the spaces that they occupy, and if nothing is physically not being done for Black History Month, they must do something.
Yes, absolutely. Black History Month, although I say like every day should be that, but Black History Month is very, very important. And if you live in your area and they're not doing anything, it's your duty to knock that door and say, why is nothing happening? Because to be honest, this country is built by black and brown people. Yeah. And we need to fight for that to come up to the front, and our children to know that you are part of this country. That means your ancestors who gave life should be celebrated. Their history should be out there. It's very, very important.
Absolutely. On that note, the super host with the most today, Queen Boss Queen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Queen D. Hi, everyone. Hi, Queens. Lovely seeing you here today. Thank you, everyone in the audience, for coming. I will just start, before we actually start with the introduction, coming back to Black History Month. It's quite interesting. Where I live, it's very Caucasian dominant. Like a lot of, I'm the exotic one over here. And I've tried this here within my work, because I work with foster families. I've tried to do something for the Black, Caribbean, and African children that are in the foster with my foster families. And it's quite interesting. No one is really interested, and it's so sad. But yeah, I'm still going to go with the plan. It is what it is.
Yeah. We need to
on that note,
people. Yeah.
Sorry?
We need to educate people no matter where you are. We
Yes.
have to educate. We have to educate them, yes.
Yeah, we can only try, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you for everyone being here. I go by the name Brittany Oulo, as everyone knows, aka Boss Queen, the CEO of Ulit Clothing and Humanity for Sisters. That is a charity which is supporting families, underprivileged African families. And yeah, I think that's, I always forget that other title, Mrs. Youthful Glow 2023. Well, actually the one and only, I always say that. And right next to you, Queen D, please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Queen Brittany. And of course, my name is Danelle Mulwa Murphy. I'm the founder and host of Live Queens, Mrs. Confidence at Miss Mrs. Africa UK 2023, and also CEO and new director of Miss Mrs. Africa Ireland starting 2025.
Wow, amazing.
So that's me. We're gonna go to our Queen Ash.
Yes, Queen Ashley, please.
Thank you so much, my ladies. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for taking time to be with the Live Queens today. So my name is Ashley Chingwaro, and I'm the second Princess of Africa UK Pageant and Empowerment Programs of 2023. I am the founder of Sparkle of Hope, and I am a Live Queen.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Queen Ash. And the one and only Queen Hibo, please, may you just introduce yourself a little bit before I actually start with the questioning?
Yeah, I'm Hibo Wardere. What can I say about me? I don't know. People say a lot of things about me, so sometimes I find it difficult to put myself in a way. I will just say I'm a human rights activist. I'm originally from Somalia, and everything I am, my English, everything self-taught. Never went to college, never went to school, never did anything like that. So what else can I say? I'm an author. Yeah, my book is about to become a film. There's a lot going on. I teach up and down. At the moment, I'm talking to you right now from Travelodge room, because tomorrow I'm doing training for the Merseyside Police. So I do quite a lot of work, a lot of work. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, amazing. Welcome to Live Queens. Thank you for honoring us with your presence. As much as you're so busy, we really appreciate. Talking about busy, I think my boss has already emailed you, because we've just checked your your website, and they're just so impressed, and I think you might hear from them soon. Could you just share your journey of resilience and strength? Who is Hibo, and what has helped you navigate your healing process in terms of what are you representing? What's the book about?
So the book is all about my journey, my story, what happened to me when I was a child, what I've experienced, and how does that affected me, and what did I do with that trauma? How did I take that pain, and what did I do with it? Because pain can do two things: destroy you, distract you, literally, derail you, or it can actually become something amazing, and you can create change, it can empower you, and most importantly, you own your own trauma, however awful that is. So for me, it took me many, many years to understand myself and what happened to me, and try to navigate this sea of pain that I was literally swimming in, how to swim through that safely, and how to reach the shore, and how to walk from there. And that was the whole journey for me. And I come from Somalia, and I came to UK in 1989, just literally reached 18, no English, nothing, never flown on airplane, never went anywhere. My first time, and I was in Europe, and I knew from then on that I'm carrying a lot. I don't know how to talk. We come from communities where talking about your feelings and stuff is unheard of. And FGM was never discussed. FGM, which stands for female genital mutilation, but our communities like to say it, female genital circumcision. That's their favorite word. And didn't know how to explain that and how to actually articulately put in words what happened to me. I wasn't ready to do that until my daughter, who's almost 18 now, went to school, and it all began from there for me. So that's how my journey started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. It takes yeah, a lot of resilience and faith in yourself and strength, like to actually get out there and talk about yourself, what you've experienced, but also be ready to educate other people about it. Thank you so much for making a lot of people aware of what's still actually happening, not only in Somalia but in a lot of in many parts of Africa.
It does. And I think for women, for us, especially brown-skinned women, black-skinned women, we find it so difficult to talk about things that have happened that's part of our culture or tradition, whatever you want to call it. It is that way. But then you come to Western world and you understand this is actually awful. This is literally abuse. And it's, you have a clash of, you start to understand I was hurt, and it's going to affect me for the rest of my life. Now, how do I frame that hurt that came from my own family? They're not evil, they're not horrible, but this was done to me, and it has affected my life and will continue to affect my life. So how do I articulate this without, shaming and creating bad name for my community, but also trying to make this parent see what you're doing is wrong? It's affected you as a parent yourself. So why do you want to do that? And what they did to us, I was only 6 years old when my mother decided that I need to be circumcised. And I didn't know what that was because I got bullied in school because I was asked, are you cut? And I said, no, bullying started. And I never understood what that was. And when the cutting happened, I have no words to explain what that was. I really don't, because you're 6 years old, there's no anesthesia, there's no medicine for you. They literally hold you down and just butcher you alive. And you're exposed to that. You carry that. You've seen everything in your eyes. You've seen how you are mutilated. You've seen your flesh on the floor. You carry a lot. And people and your family want you to just live a life normal, and as if nothing had happened. And then you have the recuperation time, which can take as long, too much. And also, it was just a nightmare. And I don't know how to explain the pain of your flesh being cut. I have no words for that. There's no words to describe that. And to think that people that you loved are there with you at that moment where this thing that's going to change your life is happening, and they're actually part of it, is so hard to reconcile that. It really is. And we love our parents. I love my mom. I never hated my mom, but it was just a wall after that of, I was petrified, young girl. Every time I saw my elders, my aunties, whatever, female, were huddled up somewhere, my head went, what's going to happen now? Am I going to be, is there something else coming? Am I going to die? It's just like I was literally living in a heightened world. Anxiety level was very high. So for me, it was like, how do I talk about this thing? We don't talk about our genitals. We are women from Africa and Asia. We don't talk about our genitals. So how do you talk about something that happened to you, but it involves your genitals? That was another conundrum to fight. And it was like, hang on, I'm not going to be shamed by that. I was created by God. every part of me is a beautiful, every single piece of me is sacred. Everything was created by God. Why am I ashamed of my body? Why am I ashamed of talking about my genitals? Because this was created with me. I did not create it. It was there. And I started to discuss this, and it was literally crazy for me to discuss this, because for me, I never knew I can speak, and I never knew I can say things and not have fear, because I was in a position where I'm not going to be fearful anymore. I'm not going to be afraid of what community is going to say. I'm not going to be afraid of what my family is going to say. I am going to speak about it, because the 6-year-old me, I wanted to know who that was and what I suffered. I wanted the world to know. I wanted all humanity to know, and I wanted, most importantly, our community to know that you hurt us. You did. And you need to know you did. And you need to know how much it affects us even today in life. I just wanted everyone in this world to know. And for me, it was like when I had the courage to talk, I couldn't shut up after that. I really couldn't. I just wanted everyone to know. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it takes a very courageous person to just even touch that subject, especially as a Black person within the Black community, to say. And it's a very touching subject. I mean, being cut itself, even if it's just on the finger, it's already like a painful situation, and we all know how sensitive the genital parts are. So it's I'm really sorry, I have to say, that it happens to you. And I must say, yes, it is, part of some culture in Africa and, in some other countries as well. I'm glad that you have the voice to actually teach and, to break the silence and educate about the topic. I'm glad that at least, one thing I think I idolize about you is that still yet you say, I still love my mom. I do understand where she came from, but yet they need to understand, the community needs to understand that this was actually a very painful process and it was abuse in itself. So
it is. And the one thing that I found out is like our communities don't see it as an abuse. And for me, it was like mind-blowing that all you women, all our elders, you've suffered with it. Some of you have ended up not having a child because of it. And you can imagine our community women's success in their eyes is you are married and have kids. No matter how educated you are, no matter how successful you are, your worth is always about you having kids and having a husband. Now imagine that has already been taken away from that young girl before she even reached that stage in her life. Imagine that. So why would you continue something that can take away something that you most treasure about us? Which was when we were growing up. I remember first thing my mom used to say, you're going to be beautiful. You're going to have to always smell nice. You're going to be beautiful. And I used to say, for who? And she would say, for your husband. And I'm like, what does he do for me? And she'll be like, don't you dare say that. Don't you? It was all about the man that I don't even know existed. And for me, it was like I always rebelled against that. Even when I was little, I would say, no, I want to be a police officer. I want to be this and that. And she would be like, Hibo, no. Women don't do that. You're going to get married. You're going to be beautiful. Your husband is going to get everything for you. And I'm thinking, no, I want to get everything for me. So I think I was a feminist without knowing when I was little. That I was determined that I want to do things for myself. But what I really struggle to understand even today is, yes, I teach a lot. I was part of the law being changed 2003 in UK. I was part of the education being made part of the UK, teaching part of the curriculum. I've done a lot of work. Sometimes I don't even know I've done all that work until somebody brings in front of me and say, you've done all this. And I'm like, really? I don't look at what I've done. I'm just keep going forward. Is when fellow women sees you and they tell you, how'd you do this? Why would you talk about this? Are you know that the community don't like you? I'm like, I don't care if the community like me. I'm not doing it for anyone to like me. I ain't doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want our girls to grow up with no physical pain, no mental pain, no psychological pain. I want our girls to grow up being able to carve their future, to have aspiration, to dare to think for whatever they want. I want them to be free of trauma. I said, my age group, I just turned 55 a few days ago. We all carry this bloody trauma for life. We are, and I don't want any future Hibo sitting here talking about this anymore. So if it means that I'm going to repeat my story over and over, I know it has a purpose. It has a purpose. When a survivor is given the courage to speak, all we have to do is make sure that survivor speaks, because her voice is bigger than her. It's bigger than her trauma. It's much, much more. It can create a change. And I want that survivor to be supported and given all the time, all the chance she can get to speak about her story. Because they're young ones who are coming up, and they need to see women who are their color, looking like them, being courageous, standing there. Is something magic about that, massively.
Thank you for sharing. Queen, do you have any questions before reading, asking a question? Please, may you read what the audience is to say. I don't want to touch my phone today because it's live, Queen. Sometimes I'm being kicked out. May you just
Queen
read the...
Hibo, can we just, ladies, can we just take a couple of seconds just to acknowledge that this problem still exists today? It happens to a lot of women. The stats are horrible. I've just put a note there to say a sensitive subject, that we are talking about something very sensitive. I'm a medic, and I would be working with surgical equipment every day, but when you said the cut and you describe it, it really pierced through my heart. So if you could just take 10 seconds just to breathe in and out, and while you're doing it, we just show compassion for the people who've been affected, the women and girls who continue to be affected, and just acknowledge that it really is a problem. Just 10 seconds of just breathing in and out, because I feel like I'm gonna pass out. On that note, Queen Hibo, Wardere, thank you so much for shining a spotlight on something so important. It's so important to hold that space for women that are affected by this. And what a brave woman you are for speaking out when it's happened to you. Before I go to the comments, let's lighten the mood a little bit. For our regular fans and for our new fans who are watching today, Queen Hibo was kind enough to give away today, in connection with Live Queens, an autographed copy of her book, Cut. You really want to sink your teeth into that book before the movie comes out, as she just told us. So I'm going to be sharing some secret questions sometime during this live. So if you're going to stand a chance to win, you're going to have to stay and hear the story and make a promise to ourselves that you're going to hold space for this problem that's globally all over the world. But there's a competition coming up. So there's a lucky viewer here today who's going to win a book that's autographed by author Hibo Wardere here. And we're going to share those questions, but just make sure you have to be a follower of Live Queens to stand a chance. And then we're going to be asking 3 questions, very simple questions. If you know Live Queens, you know the questions already and the answers. And if you're listening to Queen Hibo here, it'll be easy peasy for you. So the winner is going to be for somebody who follows Live Queens, somebody who knows the brand, and somebody who gets the 3 questions right the first time. Tigom is in the audience, is going to be watching out for who gets in there first. And can I acknowledge fellow Live Queen, Queen Khadija is in the audience. Khadija Shamta is in the audience, sending a lot of love there. I wonder, for the interest of time, Queen Brit, should I ask maybe ask a question and then we can read the comments after?
Yes, that would be great. Thank you.
Queen Hibo, your snippets of your book cut, you talk about how this is not a problem of yesteryears. This is not an ancestral issue. It's a
Mhm.
problem that still goes on today. A friend of mine sent me stats from the UN website, and it was saying more than 200 women, 200 million women all
Mhm.
over the world have been affected.
Yeah.
About 212,000 continue to be affected every year. So every single time we keep quiet about it, that's the amount of women all
Mhm.
over the world who are
Yeah.
affected. And this is not an African problem. This is not a Somali problem. This is
Mhm.
very much a problem here in the diaspora where we live. Your
Mhm.
neighbors, somebody down the road may be affected by this. And that's why it's important to put a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, for a young lady, a young woman who has experienced FGM, or who maybe is at risk of going through this because of their family,
Yeah.
what kind of message would you like to pass to them to empower them to the point where you are, to either speak up or get out of the situation? What
Yeah.
made you speak up?
Okay. First of all, let me just quickly recap for you of the global figures. First of all, it's 230 million women and girls who have experienced FGM, and on a daily basis, over 11,000 girls mutilated globally every day. More than 11,000. Any girl who is in UK soil and thinks that I might be subjected to female genital mutilation, the best thing you can do, if you're under 18, that means you're still in school, you're still in secondary school, and every secondary school has a designated person, and most of the secondary schools UK are fully aware what FGM is. She can go and talk to adults there that she trusts the most. If she doesn't want to talk to adults, the best thing to do is call the child helpline. You can call NSPCC. You can call, which I say the number one, which is 999, which they actually have a designated group that tackles FGM. And I know some of the girls will feel like, if I say anything, my parents will be in trouble. They might go into jail. You don't need to be concerned about that. What you need to concern is how to protect your life, because you don't know if you're going to come out of it alive. A lot of girls die due to infections, it's excessive bleeding, all sorts of things happen to these girls. You don't know that. And protecting yourself doesn't mean your parents will go to jail. That is a totally different. And even if you feel still, I'm very much, afraid to say anything. Border Force, we train Border Force. If you put anything metal on your clothes and you are under 18, Border Force automatically will take you to a side and talk to you on your own without your parents, so that they find out what's wrong with you. Do you need any help? Is there something going on? So there is a lot of help. Your friends, your besties are your besties for a reason. If you don't feel you have a courage or voice or for you to say something, you can always send your bestie a message and tell her to help you. They will absolutely go above and beyond to help. But I will say, if you're a child at school, always your school is your safest place to go. And we know our kids, they're like that because they have two cultures. School, they're free, they're them, they can talk how they want. In the house, they're not them, they're different, they have cultures, they have religion, they have all sorts of things to follow. So you can always get help. It depends on how courageous you are. And I will absolutely, utterly urge you, be courageous, protect yourselves. And if you have sisters, you actually got another responsibility, which is to protect your sisters as well. And we have seen through the education, the girls who have actually protected their sisters because they figured it out. Everything they suffer with came from FGM, and they didn't want that to happen to their sisters. So there's a lot of help in UK, very much. Even if they take you out of UK, whatever place they take you, there's always embassy. And schools should give you a little like a booklet where it's got all the numbers, whatever place you go, all of our what do you call it, British embassy numbers are there as well. And your local police station, whatever place you go, will always help you because you're British. That's a very powerful passport you got there. Very, very powerful passport you got there. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Queen. earlier at Live Queens, we've shared a resource on just how to combat FGM or where to get information. There's another organization that I found here in Ireland. It's called Akira. They're actually running sort of a training clinic this month, and the theme is Imagine the World Without FGM. So there's a lot of information to go
Yeah.
educate yourself, and also for anybody who's affected here, there's lots of resources there to, you know, because this is very triggering. Resources to just go educate yourself, or if you need help. We're going to read a couple of comments here. Thank you so much for all the people who've joined. Queen Hibo, you have brought a tribe of supporters, a tribe of people here who really
Thank you so
support your
much.
cause,
Thank you
who
so much.
sympathize
Thank you
with
so
what you're
much.
doing.
Yeah,
So thank you so much.
I just want them to know, when you are black or brown woman and you found your voice, oh my God, you are unstoppable. No one can stop you. Please realize that power in you. Realize that power, grasp it with both your hands and run away, because amount of good you're going to do for our communities is absolutely unbelievable. So don't ever be afraid to speak about what hurt you the most, because we don't. We need to speak so that we can protect our future generation. It's so important. So important.
Powerful stuff coming from powerful woman during Black History Month. Thank you so much. Can I just acknowledge Project Salama, who is here? They're saluting the work that you do. Queen Hibo, Project
I
Salama, of
love
course.
Jackie. I love Jackie. Jackie's
Yeah, they do
amazing. Yeah.
beautiful work in terms of holding space for women experiencing gender-based violence, and I would say
Yeah.
you probably do a bit of work with them as well. And that's Tigom there making a joke when we're introducing ourselves. It says a room full of CEOs and founders. Of welcome, Kingfisher. Was super supporter, and of course, Lady Ruxa. They're here. They've been going back and forth here discussing the topic today.
Yeah.
Kingfisher said, I've come across FGM before in the fostering industry. When I was with an ex-partner who worked for a fostering company. So apparently that's still a big problem there. And Kingfisher just acknowledge and say incredible women to talk to. Queen Khadija says FGM awareness and education is crucial. We absolutely agree. Lady Ruxa says so brave for speaking up. I love the information, but this is so awful to hear, especially she calls it how barbaric this practice is. Sending so much love your way, Queen Hibo. Project Salama says speaking out is the only way to raising awareness. Yes, we agree. And Khadija says Queen Hibo is such a warrior. Bismillah, mashallah. I'm in awe of your strength.
Oh, thank you so much. We have to. I think I said it before, and I always say this. I say, like, you are like a hurricane and trapped in a cave. You know, you can't breathe in that cave for many years, and that cave opens up, and you just come out. It's like you don't want to stop. It's very hard to stop, because you know you have the picture in your head what you want to create. You know in your heart and soul what you want to achieve. You know you want to help your community. You want to help the wider communities out there. You know that your voice carries a powerful message, and that can be overwhelming sometimes. And this is where survivors need to be supported in that, because once you find out your voice, it's like you're a hurricane. You're ready to explode with rage, with passion, with everything, and you're gonna have to learn how to contain all that, and turn it into an amazing tool, and disseminate it indiscriminately everywhere. like we did that early on. We did that. A lot of survivors like me, we came together, we changed the NHS, we changed the education, we changed everything in UK, and thank God the government were on board, the policymakers were on board, because they couldn't shut us up. I think a Black woman who can talk, is really hard to shut her up. So they just they just listen.
Talk that
They just
talk.
listen. Yeah, they just listened, and I was like, I gave birth, and it was awful, and I was like, no, I don't want anybody to suffer like that. No way. You lot need to learn about this. You need to help women. You know, when women is giving birth, that's when your trauma is so present. It feels like it's choking you, and you can't escape. Now imagine a woman who can't speak the language, feeling like that, and giving birth. That was me the first time. It was horrific, and I didn't want any other woman ever to experience that. So my motive, my passion was like, I need to change that. I need to change what I've experienced because I can't just leave it there. I experienced, okay, I'll go on life. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to change that, but I didn't know when until, until I started working in a school. And the head teacher said, I need you to come in and just listen to a meeting and don't say anything. And when the woman walked through the door, my heart just dropped. I knew instantly what they were thinking about. And that is how I started. It was like, okay, I can't run anymore. I can't hide anymore. I need to say something. This is now on my doorstep, and I need to say something. And that was what started me almost 14 years ago now, I think. Yeah.
Sitsi here says, what an awful experience that FGM is. Thank you so much for sharing your story, as painful as it is. Kingfisher says, we need more cultural sensitivity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Queenzy, one of the Life Queens. Shout out to Queenzy, our newest member of the Life Queens. She's here in the audience. And she says, you're so brave for speaking up. You are the voice of the voiceless. I'm going to stop here, Queen Brittany. Maybe let's just go back to see.
To the next question. Thank you so much. I think this is quite interesting, but quite informative, not only for us,
so
but
triggered.
for everyone.
I don't know why I'm so triggered today.
And like, you know what? I think it's because, it makes a big difference reading about it and being taught or being educated by somebody who has experienced it. I think this is very... I think we need a part 2. I'm going to be cheeky and ask for it maybe later. But yeah, next, up to you, Queen. To your next question, please.
Thank you, Boss Queen. Oh my God, yeah. So I would like to know, how have you redefined your own identity and sense beyond the experience of FGM?
Oh my goodness, that was the hardest part. The hardest part is you are like a million pieces of jigsaw puzzle that has been fragmented everywhere. That's how your brain is. That's how you feel as a human being. And then when you start to pick up each piece and put it together, it's the most painful journey ever to bring yourself together and then think, okay, I'm a human being. I'm not a freak of nature. I'm not a woman who's missing bits. I'm a human being. No matter what was done to me, my soul was never dented. It might have been scratched, but it's never been destroyed. I'm here. I'm a human being, and I need to see me that way. I need to look at the mirror and think, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm beautiful. I am this person. I never thought about that before. And that was the turning point for me, is seeing myself as a human being, is seeing myself as somebody who's okay, somebody who's an okay woman, that it doesn't matter what happened to me. It doesn't define me. I define me. That was the moment of realization of, I actually am me, and I'm going to be me, and I'm going to use that. And no matter whoever doesn't like me, that's up to them. That's their problem, not mine. It's never going to be my problem. I've let this, trauma control me all these years of my life. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not giving that. I'm actually going to own this trauma, wear it as a badge of honor, and keep going. And for me, that came through therapy. Therapy helped me put myself together, and that was the beginning of everything.
Wow, that is so deep. Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier on. I think it was with Queen D, when we said sometimes it's also our upbringing where we're told that this is normal and we get to accept it. But it takes that one person to actually say, no, enough is enough. This is not how it's supposed to be. And we're not supposed to accept it. So yeah, well done to you.
Yeah, it was hard to turn away from to turn away from that mentality that you've lived with all your life. It's the hardest part. It's a battle deep within. You're always battling with yourself, and there comes a time when you're going to turn that microphone in your head off and say, no, that's not how it's supposed to be. Every generation we move from something awful. Now it was this generation that we need to move away from that and forge a new life for all of us and our loved ones.
Yeah. Back to you, Boss Queen.
Thank you so much, Queen Ash. Yeah, thank you so much, Queen Hibo. Honestly, very. Just today, I think I'm just gonna speechless. But thank you so much for really, being, as Queen Zina already says, being the voice of the voiceless. And just to imagine, I do work with children who are traumatized, and it takes a lot to actually work on your own trauma.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of resilience and strength and growth to actually turn that trauma into something beautiful that you have or that you're still doing. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Without further ado, I'm gonna just go to Queen D, please. Next question.
Let's lighten the mood again.
Yeah.
I know. This is the reason I'm always pushing back. I'm like, okay, let's go to, because it is a very sensitive, how we feel, and we haven't experienced it ourselves. I cannot imagine. We always say, oh, I can imagine, oh, I understand your frustration. Today, I'm gonna be honest, I do not understand your frustration. I do not understand. I cannot imagine, and that's all I can say. Just
Nobody can imagine. Nobody can imagine at all. Nobody in this world can imagine. But what people can do is be supportive, have your ears sharp and listening, see where you can help, see what questions that might arouse for you, because we all go in a different traumas, and my trauma can trigger somebody else's trauma that's totally different to what I went through. So it's all about connection. It's all about opening doors. It's all about, bringing each other together. It's all about support. Support is so important. Very. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have all the support that I've had over the years and still continue to receive it. I wouldn't be sitting like in front of you and talking like this. I am like this because I have an army of people around me who are absolutely magnificent.
That resonates with what Mamba Raya just typed there. Ending the practice is also educating communities from practicing.
Yes.
He says, I love my sister Hibo Wardere, who has transformed her trauma to educate and raise awareness. And kudos to that. I'm surprised you're actually sitting here with a straight face, not a single tear, not a single shake in your voice. I'm about to pass out again.
That's because, as I said earlier, when you own your trauma, you become peace with it. You become absolutely, utterly peace from inside. I used to cry every time I spoke. I don't anymore because I'm very much peace with it. And there's something beautiful about that when you're at peace with it. It means you can actually talk about it and use it and make a difference. That's what I think about when I'm talking about, is how I'm going to make a difference in whatever platform I am on. Who am I going to touch today? Who am I going to make today understand and do something about it? I have that in my head. And when I have that, it's amazing. And then when I see my girls thriving, amazing academics, it just makes me want to do even more, because I want to see girls like them, because I know my trauma dies with me, and that means my generation, my grandkids, they will never know that. And that also is absolutely amazing for me to know that I've broken that vicious circle for them. So there's a lot of things that makes me feel resilient, and just keep going and say it with smile and say, yes, I've been, violated, but I'm still smiling because there's a reason I'm smiling. Yeah.
Absolutely. And have your power back.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody in the audience, you definitely want to go check out this book. It's called Cuts. It's got a really nice cover there. You'll see that the cover speaks to you already. It's written by our guest of honor here, Hibo Wardere. So this is what you're going to do. beautiful fans to win this autograph book. Okay, first of all, you have to be a follower of Life Queen. So make sure you follow us on Instagram or Facebook. The first question, you have to get all three questions right now. And the first person to get all the questions and type them here on the live, you've got a moderator there in the audience. The first one to get all three correct ones gets the book. What is the full Life Queen's motto? The full one, not just the one that's on the logo here. Okay, I'm not gonna make it that easy. There's a full one somewhere at the bottom there. Okay, so you can go Google the Life Queen's full logo there. The second one is, what does FGM stand for? We're talking about a sensitive topic here, FGM. What does it stand for? And the third and final one is, what country does our guest here, Hibo Wardere, originally come from? So you have to be attentive and listen today.
I have
So that's it.
my colleague Faiza sitting on the floor there going, I know where.
Hibo, you can't win your own book.
Oh
Okay.
no,
All right.
that's fine. Yeah.
So we're gonna announce the winner at the end of this live, but let's just
Yeah.
jump on to my next question to you. I think you've already talked a little bit about it, about what communities can do to support.
Yes.
But maybe let me ask you a specific question, because I'm sitting here, I'm a medic. I meet thousands, millions of women every single year, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it never even crossed my mind to ask a woman, have you ever experienced this? Could this be? What would you say to a medic or somebody in the front line who's
Yeah.
meeting women, migrant communities every day who may be experiencing this? What can I do to go empower myself and empower others that work with me to be more aware?
Oh my God. You know what? My son is a doctor. And I say this, do you know you have a sacred job on your hand, and you're in such a powerful place where communities literally almost worship you because you're a doctor. They hang on to every word you say. They give you their ears. They give you their heart, especially when you're in our communities. You are everything. Don't be afraid to discuss it. Don't be afraid to say, I want to talk about this. And don't be afraid to use the language that they want to use, because it's all about the language you're going to use for community. If you use Western language, everything's going to be shut down. You need to use their language for them to open that, a conversation, for them to discuss it. And one of the things that I know about women is, oh my God, no matter where we come from, if I'm talking to another woman, we'll open up, we'll talk about things. And I always find that when you ask a woman, especially women from our community, say, you married, how's your life? Conversation starts. Yeah, you're going to debrief her about her mother-in-law, her sister-in-law, her husband, and everything. And all of a sudden, they're talking about everything else very, very calmly with you. So for me, it will be like, you have an important role you play in that community. You're a doctor. You're respected so much. Any conversation that you start, community will listen and will understand and would want to talk about it. So please, anywhere you go, don't be afraid to ask this question and say, I just want to talk about women. Even you don't have to mention FGM or female genital circumcision. You can always say, what was it like giving birth? Communities who practice FGM will always tell you how difficult it was to give birth because of their trauma, because of the degree they've had of FGM. It will open conversation that you didn't know existed. So don't be afraid to talk and ask questions. Be brave and bold.
Awesome. Shukran, Queen Hibo. Back to you, Boss Queen.
Thank you so much. I'm just trying to look at the time, navigating time. We still have a lot of questions going on here. I'm just thinking whether we should ask all the questions or whether we should indeed have a part 2 if Queen Hibo would allow us at some point.
I will happily come back. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Happily,
Okay, then I am going to change the plan quite a bit. I am going to ask the last question, and then obviously we will have a part 2 for everyone that's still interested, so that we have the opportunity to announce the winner for today and the various plans that are upcoming. So basically what are the misconceptions about
Ah,
FGM that you wish people to understand? And
mm.
how can we better educate others? I mean, you're doing, you know, you have the website about educate, not mutilate. Please do explain a little bit what you
Yeah.
exactly do, and yeah, how we can make
Yeah,
people understand.
we have my dream charity. I literally was dreaming about this charity for many, many years. And then, as I said, amazing women with me. And we created this charity 1.5 years ago
Yeah.
now. We have done absolutely magnificent work, and no any other charity do the work that we do. We go to universities, we educate maternity people, we educate midwifery student, we educate doctors, we educate, students, we educate police, we educate any community that get involved with us. We are everywhere. I'm speaking from you, Liverpool line. Tomorrow morning, I have, my Merseyside training. Our charity goes everywhere. One of the worst myths about FGM is it is it is religious. One of the biggest one. Some communities will argue with you and say it is religious, but it's not in Quran, Torah, Bible, anybody book or belief. It actually predates religion, but is also practiced by Muslim, Christian, Jews, and non-believers. And the other thing is there are some people, communities that attach it with witchcraft, which is ridiculous. The first case that happened in UK was a 3-year-old girl who was mutilated and taken to my local hospital, Whips Cross. She was saved, but mom was sent down for 14 years in jail. And it turns out that her, what you call a priestess or whatever, whoever she was talking to, witchcraft man, was telling her, if you remove the clitoris, you will remove the bad luck. So there are a lot of stuff attached to it, but it's got nothing whatsoever to do with religion or anything like that at all. It's purely either cultural or traditional, whatever community that is practicing, however they name it. It's mostly either cultural or practice or identity, or it's all about preserving virginity for some community like my one. And it's a lot of, it has a massive umbrella, but for me it's just a purely child abuse. It's simple as that.
3 years, oh my days, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
In
Thank
UK.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing, Queen Hibo. Like everyone will say, Princess Ash, would you mind reading the comments before I can read the plugs, and before we can actually just maybe shake it off and have a moment? Because honestly, it's a touching. Like maybe again,
It's a
bring
tough
this in and out would
subject.
actually make sense.
It's,
Can we just
it's
have
a
maybe?
tough subject, but I want you to think about this. I want you to close your eyes and think about survivor telling you this and you haven't experienced it. But if you have experienced it, I hope today it gives you beginning of your life. It gives you the chance to begin your life. It gives you a chance to start talking about it, to start tackling about yourself. I really hope if you are one of the audience today that have undergone FGM and it's the first time you actually are hearing a fellow survivor like you, I'm sending you so much love, so much resilience. You're amazing. You are brave. You survived all these years. You carried this darkness with you without talking about it. That alone takes courage to do that. That alone, day and night, to continue with that pain, never say anything, raise kids, raise family while you are suffering in the darkness, that alone takes monumental courage. I send you love today. I send you love, and I want you to know you can smile again. I want you to know you can go and get help, and I want you to know I'm here. Should you reach out to me, I'll be there, and I will direct you to all the support that is there for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just going to read a couple of the questions, but I think I'm going to leave out the answers because it seems people are still...
We're getting very interesting mottos here. I'm actually going to steal some of the ones that have been made up.
Well, let's see. Oh, my days. Where did we end up at? Well, okay. Ticom says, hint, hint, you might want to have a look at Live Queen stories for the answer. There's
No.
always
That's
somebody
cheating.
ready to sell us out, isn't it?
Queen Tigom, we shall talk.
I'm telling you. And then Project Salama says that, yeah, okay, 100% agree. Talking about it shines the spotlight on FGM.
Oh, Yokai, I love you. You're amazing. Mwah. Jackie, mwah. Both of you amazing people. Love you.
So yeah, and Tigom just puts up all the questions once again. If you didn't get them, what is the full Live Queen's motto? Secondly, what does the acronym FGM stand for? What country is Hibo from? And then Brock says, hello, Project Salama nonstop. Princess Khadija is typing to win the book. I think Live Queens are not allowed to win the book.
I don't think so. I don't think so. We shall actually just go and buy it.
Princess Khadija will do her best. No? I'm going to skip all the answers for now. Yep, it seems there's all answers. I don't know who's and then CK Lena says empowering queens with different topics, covering Afro-Caribbean queens. She is from that's another answer, but yes, she is from Somalia, female genital manipulation. Alfred answers again.
Yeah.
I think there's a question here for Queen Hibo, saying, are there laws that exist to prevent FGM in other countries?
There is. Unfortunately, the only problem with our countries that have got laws are the laws are not upheld. It's just there for United Nations to know there is a law. I'll give you an example. A country like Egypt, 90% of the women and girls are being cut. They have an amazing laws. It's never been upheld at all. When one 12-year-old girl bled to death, the doctor was just given 18 months house arrest. That's how important the law is. Kenya, however, it is taking a very huge stand. Senegal, I know it does. Mali, oh my God, Mali, we were like, our hearts were shaking because Mali was actually trying to, remove the ban, but they uphold it for now. So we do not know how long that's gonna. But there's many countries who've got laws, but it's never been upheld. Especially if you are in Middle Eastern or African countries, it doesn't matter if there's law there. 90% of the population are cutting their girls. Nobody's going to enforce that law. Unfortunately, that is. But in terms of UK have strengthened the law. Before 2003, it was like you can take your daughter, cut her, bring her back. Government find out, social workers find out, whatever, they will never hold accountable because you've done it outside. We worked so hard for that. Now, if you take them out, it doesn't matter where, you will be held accountable. If another adult in your household knew and didn't say anything, they will be held accountable. The maximum jail time is 14 years. So they have strengthened the law very much. They have made training part of the mandatory, especially for health officials, the teachers, all the regulated bodies. So a lot of work is done in UK, and there's a loads of cases that are coming up of FGM.
Fantastic. Same thing that Mamba Rab says, there's a law, but it's not really implemented over other aspects of Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, Boss Queen is about to stop me there.
I
don't think
indeed, before you actually announce the winner, maybe we might need to read the
yes, so let's announce the winner, because there's a lot of comments coming through, and we really just want to acknowledge the people that have come here today. Lots of involvement today, and I think this is so important because it means every single person who lives here, they're probably going to go educate themselves, say something to a friend or a family member so that we spread the message. We do have a winner. We do have a winner of Queen Hibo Wardere's book Cuts autograph that we're gonna get to you, and of course the winner is none other than official_story. So official_story follows us, and they had the right motto. I'm not gonna embarrass the Live Queens here by asking them what the motto is. I'll just read it. The full motto is Life Queens, highlighting Afro-Caribbean milestones and success stories in the diaspora. And then let's get empowered.
Yeah.
That's the full logo. But I've seen very exciting, interesting ones here that I might explore. And of course, the second question was, what does FGM stand for? That's what we're talking about here, is female genital mutilation. And of course, our queen comes from none other country than Somalia.
Yes, Horn of Africa.
Well
Horn
done.
of Africa.
Official story
Yeah,
on all
yeah.
three, right? Follows us. We're gonna DM you after this live and we'll get the book to you. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating, and congratulations. And thank you so much for everybody who participated. You all did very well. Most people sort of got 2, 3, and then the time factor official story was in there first. Back to you, Queen Brittany.
Thank you so much, Queen D. Congratulations at official story, well deserved. And there's a last question here. Where can we get the book? Since somebody has
on
posted that
Amazon.
people are very interested, where exactly?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon, and it's got hundreds of reviews there. If you want to know more about it, it's on Amazon. Please go get it, and then tell me what you thought about the book. Send me a feedback. I will love that. Instagram, I'm private, but I'll follow people back. I'm private for a reason, but I follow people back. When you request, I see your request, and I will follow you back.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to get one and just sit down and I hope
wait for the movie. Wait for the movie.
Can I say one more?
I need to read.
Please follow our charity, Educate Not Mutilate. Follow our charity. We love people who follow us and support us. Please do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let me just
so
put it
much.
on here. Educate, don't mutilate.
Educate
not underscore mutilate.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Are there any other projects that are upcoming that we should highlight today?
There is an amazing event we're planning for the 6th of Feb 2025, which is the International Zero Tolerance Day towards FGM, where it happens globally staff. We haven't put that together, the event together yet, but we are very excited about that. That is coming up. So there will be major things happening in that conference. Very excited.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Queen Hibo. And yeah, without further ado, I'm just gonna read the next upcoming events. On the 26th of October is Women in Business Empowered. That will be in Manchester. That is this weekend. Don't miss out. The tickets are on Eventbrite. And then there is Mrs. Africa UK and Ireland 2025. The registration opening end of this month. And then there is another one, Miss and Mrs. Africa UK, Miss Africa Ireland. Excuse me. Miss and Mrs. Africa Ireland 2025. Opening on the 1st of November. Everybody be there, please. Don't miss it. Everyone is welcome, Queens. And on the 30th of November, Miss Commonwealth and Caribbean Grand Finale in London is going to take place. Our Queen Riri has been blessing us with her presence here today. We can't wait to go and support all the queens there. And the tickets as well are on Eventbrite, or you can just DM one of us, or DM Queen Riri herself. As far as I know, I think that's about it. Let's get to the next guest. Queen D, please let me know who is the next guest. I'm excited.
Queen Hibo, I've just given you love, hearts, and stars there on the live. What a fantastic live. Thank you so much.
Yes,
and of course,
am I trying?
Let me try as well.
Today, is it coming? Are we trying?
No.
Is it like that? I think it's like that. No, it's pleasure all mine. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I feel blessed to be supported by fellow women. I'm a big supporter of that. And thank you so much. Thank you for all the beautiful comments, all the support. Mwah. Thank you.
Awesome. And of course, to continue the empowerment during this Black History Month, we welcome back to Live Queens next week, Wednesday, same time, 7 p.m. A queen that's been here before that works with Project Salama as well. She's none other than Catherine Das. Catherine Das, of course, is a beautiful psychotherapist and counselor who works with women experiencing DV, gender-based violence, and I'm sure probably women experiencing FGM as well. She blew us away like Queen Hibo here the last time she was here, and we needed to have her back again. So she's coming back for part 2. Of course, her specialty is narcissistic domestic abuse, what it does to you, even when you've left the relationship. So please come back and continue this empowerment. And we cannot wait to have Queen Hibo here again for part 2 and 3
I look
and
forward
4.
to that. I look forward to that. I look forward to that. I look forward to that. Yeah.
By that time, hopefully, all of us will or might have read the book. I'm looking forward to reading it, diving into all the experience you have shared with us, and really grateful that you've graced us with your presence. We really appreciate your openness and your transparency. God bless you for that, and God bless the fact that you're so open to everyone. And yeah, you have touched heart, the ones who are victims, the survivors, but also the ones who just want to be educated. So really appreciate. Thank you everyone for tuning in, everyone in the audience. Thank you, Queens. It has been a pleasure as per usual, and see you and speak to you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you, Queens.
Okay. Shukran, Queen Hibo. Have a good night.
Take care, people.
Thank you, Shukran.
Bye.
Bye.